Hey, what's up guys? KatyKChang here and welcome to yet another video diary where I look into my week's challenges and dive deep into the spiritual lessons centered around law of attraction, manifestation, and abundance. In this week's video diary, I am going to discuss the importance of self-care and how often we should actually be practicing self-care because nobody really ever talks about it. So I love that the media is giving self-care more attention. There's even a hashtag for it. However, we usually don't know how often we should be doing it. Sometimes we actually have to fit it into our busy calendar and figure out a day. And it may not be for a whole week. If not, I've seen in some cases, not for a whole month. And we're thinking, I don't know who created this silly rule that it has to be an entire day. We have to literally schedule a day out for ourselves to fit in self-care. And it needs to be in this really expensive, grandiose way where we get a mani-pedi and a massage or a facial. No, no, no. No, no, no. Those are great days. Trust me, I love those days. I live for those days. But I also know that I need something every day. I need something to fuel myself so that I am not depleted by the time I get to the end of the week, right? Because if you think about it, we have very busy lives. And if you're like many Americans, you're probably working 8, 10-hour days, then you gotta go home, you gotta cook for yourself, or you gotta cook for the family, right? And if you're lucky, you might squeeze in 8 hours of sleep, but let's just be honest, it's probably more like 5, 6. And in some cases, working as a nurse, I was getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep. And I did not do anything to practice self-care for myself on the daily. And so I was running on low, 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 low. I mean, my engine, the gas tank was empty. And if you think you're empty, right, and you are burnt out, and if you're watching this and you're currently burnt out, how are you going to manifest? How are you going to manifest the love of your life? How are you going to manifest, that $1,000,000 that you want or that dream job that you want, right? We do not manifest what we want. We manifest who we are. And if we are burnt out, anxious, stressed, irritable, angry with the world, then we're going to only attract more of that because like attracts like. And so I want you to get a little selfish, but it's not really selfish. Because if you think about it, if you practice self-care, you will not only on the daily be a happier person, your mood will be happier, your mood will be elevated, you will be more positive, you will be thinking more positively, you'll be vibrating at a positive frequency, but you, right, because you're doing self-care on the daily, you're replenishing yourself every day, you will actually be able to focus more at work. You will be able to be a little bit more productive at work, right? You will, when I practice self-care and I'm, recharged and rejuvenated, I'm less irritable. I'm not likely to snap at a friend. And I've been there. I know we've all been there where we're totally depleted, burnt out. We've said some ugly things to people that we love. And unfortunately, even if you apologize, you can't take that back, right? It's done. That has been done. Therefore, I'm going to tell you, be a little selfish because in the grand scheme of things, if you practice self-care, it's actually not really selfish. It's self-love, and you are able to be able to give back in a better light than someone who is depleted, exhausted. There's no giving back, right? And so how often should we be practicing self-care? Well, I said daily, but I want you to do it at least 5 times a day, if not more. If you're having a really crappy day or it's extremely stressful, or you know you're going into a very important presentation and you're totally stressed out, I say do it 10 times a day. That's right, 10 times a day. Now you're probably like, Katy, you're totally nuts. How the hell am I going to schedule like self-care 10 times a day? Well, again, I want you to dump that whole like limiting belief and that limiting rule that self-care needs to be scheduled in, penciled in, and it needs to look a certain way. That was one of the greatest lessons I actually learned this past month, that self-care doesn't have to take up a whole entire day. And there's physically there is no way, to take up a whole entire day, especially if you're a busy working person or you are a, single parent with 4 kids. How are you going to schedule in, a whole spa day? There is no way, right? And that's when I started to get really smart with my definition of self-care. It could be in bite-sized chunks throughout my day. And self-care doesn't have to look the way that you see it on the Glamazon, Cosmo magazines, right? It can be having my favorite tea or coffee and I watch the morning sunrise, or perhaps the morning sunset, whichever, or maybe both. Then I just got self-care twice that day, right? It could be going outside on my lunch break instead of bringing it to my computer and still checking emails. It could look like doodling. I mean, I started to pick up drawing again, and I would get a little notepad and I would doodle and sit outside, on my lunch breaks or on the patio and just enjoy nature, enjoy that nice feeling of warmth of the sun against my skin, against my back. I mean, it feels so good, right? Those are all nourishing self-care tools. It doesn't need to be in these large 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 hour intervals. It could be in 2 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute intervals, right? And you could scatter that throughout the day. So I want you to not only change your definition of what self-care needs to look like, but I'm going to give you an exercise and you got to do it. Okay, do it. But take out a notepad and start jotting down things that make you happy. Okay, chocolate makes me happy. Coffee makes me happy. Running outside makes me happy. Putting my feet in the sand makes me happy. Putting my feet through the grass makes me happy. Walking barefoot makes me happy. Playing with my kids makes me happy. Ooh, there's a bird. I just got distracted. Beautiful bird, by the way, guys. Watching nature makes me happy. Just start jotting down things that make you happy. Now see how you could flip it and how you can incorporate it as a self-care therapy, right? So I just said, hey, putting my feet, through the grass makes me happy. Well, maybe, if it's the beginning or the end of my day, find a way to take off your shoes and then just put your feet in the grass for a little bit and ground yourself. That's self-care. So to sum up, self-care is super important. Do not wait until your body or your mind and your emotions are screaming out at you saying, I need a break. I'm burnt out. I'm exhausted. Do not do that. Practice self-care, because self-care really is self-love. Do it on the daily. Do it at least 5 times a day. Sometimes you might need it more. Your body, your emotion, your mental health will tell you. You will intuitively know, okay, I need to do a self-check. I'm feeling a little tired. I'm feeling a little drained. Let me do something off of my journal. And then, go down your journal, right? This is why I want you to journal. You need to have a bag of tricks. Sometimes it may not work. Maybe meditation is not working for you today, but, going out for a run will. At least have 10 things that make you happy, at least. And then see if you can incorporate any of those throughout your day. Okay, I hope that helps. It's super important. It's not just about, to be honest, it's not even just about manifestation. Yes, If you're on a positive vibration, right, then you're going to be able to manifest quicker, okay? And you're going to be able to problem solve some of the hardships that life keeps throwing at you. But it's also about relationships in general. Like, we can't build healthy relationships when we're easily triggered, when we're irritable, when we're exhausted, when we're burnt out, when we have nothing to give back, right? And I want you guys to have that beautiful life that you so much desire and that you deserve. So please, please, please take this to heart and understand that self care is super important. I want you to practice it any way you can every day. I hope that video was helpful. If it was, leave a comment in the comment section below, as well as hit that like button so that I know that you like the video. While you're there, you might as well hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss out on new content, which I release every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until next time, I will see you all in the next video. Namaste.